Suki, Suki, Coco! Hey, everybody, good morning. Good morning, good morning. So I just wanted to show you a little sample of some of the things we do here. Morning, everybody. Morning, Ashley. For those that don't know, hey, Jeannie, Ashley just joined. She's a professional dog trainer and training some pigs as well. Peekaboo! And I want to give a huge shout out to Ashley because she's doing some great work with the pigs. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, everybody. Peekaboo! Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. What you just saw me doing. Hey, Susan. There's another professional dog trainer that's also a member of the Animal Behavior Center. Boy, full of members today. Hey, Ray. So I don't know if you guys saw the post I made this morning about Murray. How I've had a damaged relationship with him, and I'm getting that back. So last night was the first, hey Terry, last night was the first time I was able to move Murray from his enclosure by myself, all off contact. And that is on purpose because our training is not there yet. So what I was just doing, I'd like to welcome my co-host, Rico. What? What? So, what I was doing was reading, good morning, Brian, reading Murray's body language while I was asking Quincy, our Rottweiler, to station while I opened the enclosure and left the door open. He's like, no, I don't want it. Okay. So Rico seems to know when Coffee with the Critters is happening. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mary. You love Coffee with the Critters. Thanks. So do I. And I love having you guys a part of this every Sunday morning. But anyways, I was asking Murray to station. Murray was stationing on a perch. And I was asking Quincy to station. It's snowing. Even better. It's snowing. So what, yeah, snowing again. I just saw that, Karen. I'd like to welcome Karen's on here as the Animal Behavior Center. She is the manager here at the Animal Behavior Center. But I was asking both animals to station. So I was asking Murray, our green-winged macaw, to station. And did you get your new Milo mug? Okay, focus. And I was asking Quincy to station. What a station is a target, and a target is asking an animal to touch a particular body part to an object when requested. And a station is a target, but it's a target with duration. So I need you, both of you, to stay there. So the door was open. Murray was on his station, which is picked appropriately, just like Rico's station is picked appropriately because we do food prep right here. Rico is off contact for most people here. And we have him stationed here because people usually line up here getting all the animals' food ready for the day. And they can build relationships with him. Every time he says hi, people reinforce it, either with attention or proximity, vocalization, or food items. That helps build this relationship. So that's why one of the first things I teach any animal is a target and a station, because the animals are always looking for information. So Nicole says you guys got, I didn't announce it last week, but you guys wanted another mug. We got it ready. We tried to get it ready before the holidays. That'll probably be our last one before the holidays. And it is Milo. I don't have mine yet, but I'm glad you guys are getting yours. Maybe I'll do Coffee with the Critters next weekend with my Milo mug. So next weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. We got a lot going on here. Karen just posted the link where you guys can take a look at all the mugs we have to offer. So, I mean, we decided to start doing mugs Good morning, Pat. We decided to start doing mugs because we do have coffee with the critters. So I'm doing it with coffee with the critters with my Rico mug this morning, who I just realized has an abnormally long toenail. But anyways, yes, Rico and his Rico mug. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. Nice idea. Yeah, thanks. A lot of people are getting them for stocking stuffers. Ashley just bought her Milo mug. So Ashley is a member of Level 2. I believe you're a member of almost everything. The Pig Project, the Parrot Project, the Deaf Dog Project, the Snow Project. And Ashley's been training some pigs and showing her work in the Pig Project. And Ashley, you started, hey, good morning, Deb. There's another very good friend of mine and professional dog trainer. You've seen Deb here with me doing Coffee with the Critters in the past. But Ashley is doing some work with some pigs in the Pig Project, and she showed her work this week in the Pig Project where she's training 3 pigs. She's training 3 pigs to target and doing some off-contact work with them until she gets to better read their body language. Then I believe, Ashley, you're going to teach them a station so you can start approaching and going into their enclosures. So Nicole says, love Ashley's dog, Alice. Yes, I think everybody loves Alice. Anyways, so welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters with my co-host, Rico Joseph. And yes, I did anthropomorphize. Let me straighten out this camera because it's driving me nuts. Hopefully that's a little bit better. And that's the plan. Good, Ashley. You're doing some great work. And in our memberships and projects, I like seeing people record their work with the animals they're working with and posting it, and I love seeing the progress. Hey, Debbie, there's another member. And I like to give feedback if it's requested. So my name is Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We are an international educational center teaching people how to understanding behavior through our live streams using and understanding applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement. A lot of people that somebody just asked me this week, I believe it was a board certified behavior analyst, asked me, how do you get people to understand behavior and the laws of behavior, how it works with their animals? And a lot of people will apply it with other people but don't understand how that transfers to animals. And my response was, I hit home. I find out what works for that individual. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Pam. I find out what works for that individual and where they begin understanding, and then I start shaping it from there. And then I usually say, why would it be any different with your dog? So each morning when I do Coffee with the Critters, I pick who I'm going to work with and who I'm going to bring out here. Today I have Quincy, who is by my feet. And yes, you want to come say hi? Quincy wants to come say hi. Hi, Tim. Come up here. Nice job. There she is. Gotta look at the camera. Right here. Look. Can you target? Yes. Good. Good girl. Got a kiss? Got a kiss? Yeah, I know where you've been licking. I'll kiss your cheek. How about that? So this morning I'm with, what was that? What was that? What? You say hi? Uh-oh. Audible explosion getting ready to happen. There's the awesome Nancy Forrester. So I think Rico's going to start vocalizing. You are so good. Look at you. Yes. He's on the ground. Nancy Forrester is back and part of our joining our live streams every Sunday morning. For those that don't know, Nancy Forrester owns Nancy's Secret Garden in Key West, which was hit by Hurricane Irma. And so yay, everybody say good morning to Nancy. Glad to have you back on here. We are going to be doing a fundraiser, online live streaming fundraiser for Nancy Forrester the beginning of December. So it was supposed to happen this month, but due to an illness in the family I had to take care of, we've postponed it till probably the first or second weekend in December. Stay tuned. It's not just for parrot people. You are definitely going to want to watch this. So if you guys don't know Patricia Sund, did you guys remember when I was in Seattle and Patricia and I went live, did a live stream in a taxi cab through Seattle? Yeah. Good job, Rico. So many people laughed and commented about that live stream that I invited her to come up here the beginning of December. So she's going to fly in. Patricia is an airline stewardess for American Airlines. And she is, oh, nice. Rocky's interacting with a new piece of enrichment I just put in there yesterday. She is hilarious. When we get together, it is nonstop laughing, and it's just like, yeah. Imagine two people with a lot of energy getting together. We're going to do a fundraiser for Nancy Forrester, and we haven't advertised this anywhere yet. We're probably going to start advertising it this week. We're going to do a private live stream with a donation of $25 per person to join Patricia and I as we sit in my kitchen and drink some wine and discuss all kinds of things. So it's not just for parrot people. I don't see any of those donations. It is directly connected to Nancy Forrester's PayPal account to help her rebuild from the damage of Hurricane Irma. That'll be coming up soon, so pay attention. Probably the first or second weekend in December. We'll start advertising it probably this week. So I'm excited. Anyways, we have a lot going on here. Today. Today's topic, I've got a lot of topics for you guys. And save the date, I believe it's December 10th. Is that a Sunday? What I'm trying to do is getting every Sunday morning coffee with the critters. Once a month, I'm going to try to bring you a topic. Another week, I'll bring you enrichment. Another week, I'm going to bring you a Q&A. Hey, Puff. And hey, Crystal. And another week, I'm going to do try to do a split screen live stream. So I believe it is, I think Crystal just said yes, the 10th is a Sunday. We are going to be having Vicki Ronchetti with Braveheart Dog Training on here. Going live, we need to pick the topic, but Vicki Ronchetti is a good friend of mine that I've met through the animal world. Most of my friends I have met through the animal world. She is a professional dog trainer out of California, and she's starting to, she's also a parrot trainer. I know she's big into wildlife, education, wildlife ambassadors. We're going to pick her topic. She's also an author, and she does a lot of work with show dogs, conformation, and I believe she has a book out there on positive reinforcement for conformation training. I'm sorry if I'm screwing that up. But I know she has a book out there on that, because a lot of work with conformation with dogs is not necessarily positive reinforcement, and she wrote the book on how to do it, and she does. I highly suggest you follow her. She's a funny lady who has been here to the center as well. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to try to do for you guys every month. Nancy says, love to everyone. So much fun to be a part of Lara's world. Yeah, thanks, Nancy. And I'm looking forward to, I am on the phone over the weekend, and a friend of mine that I met in Key West through going down there and visiting a couple of months ago is trying to help me make arrangements to come down and stay We are planning to go to Key West December 20th through the 28th. That's the dates we're looking at, and I will be hooking up with Nancy Forrester while I'm down there, and we will, if it's okay with you, Nancy, I guess we haven't talked about it, or maybe we did. We're going to live stream from Nancy's Secret Garden. We're also going to have another live stream coming up here soon with Bruce, who went down to help Nancy at Nancy's Secret Garden. Bruce Wilson from Minnesota, I believe. He's a contractor. I've never met him. And we talked on the phone this week, and we've got another idea up our sleeve for Nancy. So, you guys, Adrian, what problems? What kind of problems are you having? So welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. Today's topic is training is not about perfection. I came up with this idea for this topic the other day because so many times, and I think this is a big fallout when people think about training their animal, how their animals aren't perfect, behavior isn't perfect, we're not perfect. I was thinking about that the other day. Training is real. It's happening all the time, whether you realize it or not. As you guys know, I always say that animal can see, hear, smell, or feel you. You are training it. The key question is, what are you training it to do? What are you training it to do? So, and here's where I think a big fallout is with people not wanting to actively start positive reinforcement training with their animals, is because they think they can't do it perfectly. It's not going to happen perfectly. I don't even know what perfect means, because it sure the hell doesn't exist here. I'm not perfect. And I always tell you guys, I make mistakes here every single day. I just make sure I learn from them. Donna asked, Lara, do you believe most animals can be trained? Absolutely, Donna. Absolutely. Vicky Ronchetti just joined. Vicky, you're going to have to watch the replay because I just talked about you. You guys, right there's Vicky Ronchetti, who's probably sitting on her couch drinking a cup of coffee thinking, oh my gosh, they're talking about me. Vicky's in California. She's the one that has Braveheart dog training and parrot training. She's the one we're going to be doing the live stream interview with on December 10th. There she is, at your fingertips. This is so cool because Facebook Live brings all of us together, all of us. And look at how many of you on here know each other through Coffee with the Critters, through whatever. But now you guys all know each other. And this is what we do in the memberships, which we're getting ready to start, is we have something called Wine and Cheese. I was trying to get that scheduled before Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's going to happen. But in Wine and Cheese, what we do is everybody that's a member, we all go live. And we can all see each other on each other's computer screen. And we grab a glass of wine and we start discussing. And everybody gets to see each other, know each other, knows what each other does. It's a way to do some live streaming networking. And it's very popular. People love it. But back to who asked me. Yes, Vicky Ronchetti is the one that wrote the book that I was talking about. Yeah, Crystal was posting that. So back to the person that was asking me, can most animals be trained? I haven't met one that can't be. I haven't met one that can't be. And for a long time, I would not call myself a trainer. I would call myself a behavior consultant and trainer. The reason I didn't like to use the word training, and sometimes I need to remember to remind people what this is because people look at people hear the word training and they think training tricks. So, and Vicky told me one time, training tricks helps really perfect your skill, and it does. It does. And I think about you, Vicky, every time I'm training tricks. But the reason I didn't like to use the word trainer is exactly Dr. Pat Anderson said, only dead animals cannot be trained. Is because people always thought training was, I know Ashley, you said a couple things I'm going to I need to finish this thought process. Practice on my squirrelism. When I would say the word train, good boy, Rico, people would think that it's training tricks. And it's not always training tricks. Starting with the reinforcer that I identified last week that I ended with. Bingo! Build that list of reinforcers. Because people always thought it was about tricks. It's not. Training is communication. It's a line of communication between you and the animal. That animal is primarily reading your body language. Not necessarily listening to what's coming out of your mouth. But when I just stand up and feed Rico through the cage bars, I'm doing something. I'm reading his body language. Hi. Rocky. That's right. I have a feeling it's going to get loud again real quick. Hi. Rocky, why don't you go? I'll show people your new toy. Training is communication. A lot of the training I do here, there is definitely not perfection here. You will not see, tickle wickle. You will not see the perfect parrot. You will not see the perfect dog, the perfect pig, the perfect vulture. Because I don't know what perfect means. And something else I've always said is I don't believe in calling myself an expert. I just don't feel comfortable with that word because I think an expert takes a team of people. Hi! I may be part of that team. Something else, training is just being real. I make mistakes all the time. If I come across to you that I have, you guys have seen and you can hear I don't have the perfect animal. We are the Animal Behavior Center. We have behavior issues here. My eye is always on potential behavior issues. Look at Pipsqueak go! Yeah! Let's just get this out of the way right now. Yeah! Let's get this audible explosion. Turn your volume down. Yeah! And Quincy's going to start howling. What do you think, Rico? Okay. Get your butt over here. Put those wings on. You done, Quince? No. I think you got one left in there. Okay. Let's just get that out of the way. Yeah. All right. We are the Animal Behavior Center. People don't pay to watch our live streams to see perfect animals. I show people how we use applied behavior analysis to modify behavior. We have behavior issues. That is not an undesired behavior. Tell me all about it, Rocky. Tell me all about it, Rocky. Right there. What are you doing? So I'm using attention, eye contact, tone of voice, calling of his name, all as a reinforcer to keep that behavior continuing. Who told you that? Who told you that? Your girlfriend's on the live stream. Deb Jones. Anyways, Animal Behavior Center. We exist to show people how to work through No way. You got to tell me more of that. That is a behavior I like to reinforce. Seriously, did you put up with that? Tell me more. This is a behavior that yeah, he is staring right at me, and I am trying to reinforce. Nice job, Rock. You tell him where to go. I call that his arguing. That is something we did in the beginning. Shut the front door. You're kidding me. I can't believe you put up with that. Rocky, you tell him what's on your mind. So how do I know? Get out of Dodge. How do I know? How do I know I'm reinforcing that behavior? Because it's maintaining nutrition. Who's killing Coco over in this corner? We don't call it the funny farm for nothing. That is a behavior. That is a behavior I've reinforced I started reinforcing 10 years ago. Get out of Dodge. Let me show you how intense it is. How intense it can be. Rico, can you stay right there? We'll be right back. Hey, Coco. Tell me all about it, Rock. No! Because that was this, I call it his arguing. That's how, one of the things I began reinforcing when I first started modifying his behavior of screaming. What do you think? What do you think? You're on Coffee with the Critters. That's you. That is... Okay, something's reinforcing that scream. What do you think, Rock? You want to come down here? You want to be today's co-host? Yeah? So I'm trying to reinforce that behavior with not only attention, proximity. Proximity, eye contact, tone of voice. Yeah? Liking that toy? Yeah. Your perch is getting a little thin there. You might want to try to equally distribute your chewing. So I am going to get out of here because I'm afraid the camera and the tripod is too overstimulating for him, because that's not something that happens on a regular basis. And I could accidentally reinforce a lunge because while I was in there, I was trying to read his body language. What do you think? Yeah? So, Ashley, I think your comment is so far back now that it would probably take me forever to find it. If you want to post it again. So we were talking about, yes, the new toy in Rocky's cage. Yeah. We did a live stream this week from Noah's Ark and Novelty on, we did a toy shopping spree within the Parrot Project, and you guys saw one of the toys that I purchased. But we're starting to make different types of enrichment from the items that we bought from Noah's Ark and Novelty. Those of you that are members of the Parrot Project, Christy Shepler was generous enough that if you're a member, you get 15% off all toy orders as long as you're a member. Good morning, good morning. So, anyways, what we were talking about, I used to not like to call myself a trainer because people thought it was just training tricks. My main goal is to modify behavior issues. I'll reinforce that. What do you think? See, sometimes you see why the Animal Behavior Center is a good place for deaf animals to reside. that wasn't a mistake. You come in here and the place is just loud, and Snow and Levi are sacked out cold. So Ashley said, I once taught Alice that heel position. That heel position also means to snooze. That's just one of my imperfect training motions. That is hilarious, Ashley. Got the arguing again. Why wouldn't we? Who's killing Coco? No! Poor Coco. That's what we always say around here. Coco's coming up with all kinds of vocalizations. Who's killing Coco? Superstitious behaviors. We need to talk about superstitious behaviors within the Parrot Project. Kim, I want to address yours next. Coco is an umbrella cockatoo. So we need to discuss superstitious behaviors in in the membership program, and we will. And I accidentally taught superstitious behaviors are usually reinforced out of timing of the bridge, which is extremely important. Oh my God, is it quiet? Short-lived. Anyways, I accidentally taught Rico through improper timing of my bridge, delivery of my bridge. Your bridge is a second off. You can reinforce the behavior you don't want. And as B.F. Skinner said, I'm watching his crest cutters. That was a great idea to reinforce that during Coffee with the Critters. Whose idea was that? What do you think, Prince? Let's do something to change that. I reinforced it. What's that? Interrupter. What is that? Rico's like, I don't know, what is it? Somebody please tell me what it is. What is it, Rocky? I accidentally trained Rico. He thinks every time he needs to step on the scale, he needs to wave. I showed that in my presentation at the Ohio Wildlife Rehabilitators Association 2 weeks ago. I showed how timing is important. Those of you that are in the membership program know that what that means. That's the I, immediacy. That is the importance of the bridge. So I'm identifying the reinforcer behind the crest waving. This is why I say reinforcers are so much more than food. Because watch this. Okay, never mind. Don't watch it. What was that? Whoopsie. What was that? Look at you! Put your wings on! Nice job! Wow! Wow! Put your wings on! Yeah! Get back here! Wow! Look at you! Yeah! Yeah! Captain America! Yeah! Wow! Yeah! So, yeah! Look, we are reinforcing all kinds of behaviors. And it's not with food. We do this. Get those wings flapping. Get your border collies running. Give it a job to do. Nice job. Give it a job to do. Why? Because it wears them out. Why do you guys think I like winter so much? It's dark at 5 o'clock. All birds go to bed. Time for mom. Yes! Did I just say that? Yes, I did. Go put your wings on! Go put your wings on! Time for me is what I meant. Woo! So, Kim, you had said something I wanted to address. I'm sorry. Could you post that again? Woohoo! Wow! Training is not about perfect. This is training. This is training. Yeah. Training is not about perfection, and when we give the example that we as professional trainers are perfect, I think we're setting the people up for failure who want to learn from us. That thinking that, look at all these perfect, beautiful behaviors, I cannot achieve that. And that is why I always admit my mistakes. I am not perfect, and I know something I was going to say. I always tell people, don't put me on a pedestal, because I am just human. I make mistakes too. That's, antecedent. Anybody want to identify the behavior? This behavior that's getting ready to happen? What was that, Quince? Okay. It didn't happen. I am not perfect. I show exactly, Nicole, exactly, Crystal, yes. The behavior. Did we go train a pig? The behavior is the howling. The antecedent, Sharon said it, is the siren. And that's... I reinforced that before. He's just looking for what works. I'm going to reinforce it again. No way. Get out. It has a history of reinforcement. I've told him in the past that's an acceptable behavior by reinforcing it. So if I stop reinforcing it now, it may cause a lot of frustration. You are one serious cockatoo. Let's make something to replace that behavior. Vicki says, I love trick training because it is a great way to build and strengthen the relationship. Skill building for owner and people tend to be more relaxed about those behaviors and end up training them better. Yeah, boy, does he have a story. So, yeah, and Vicki, I want to expand on that a little bit, or add to that a little bit. If you think people will open their eyes to understanding reinforcers, punishment, the fallout of using aversives to control behavior, if you can explain that to them through having fun while training tricks, then you've got them. You can open their eyes to this relates to all behaviors. How? I don't know how, Coco. You are very welcome. That is the importance right there of me saying in order to, oh man, oh, he got it that quick? Okay, we'll have to do that again. In order to replace an undesired behavior that I obviously just heavily reinforced, in order to change it, you must replace it with another. And this is the importance. So I'm giving him something else to do that he obviously enjoys. But he got it too quickly. This is why I say, keep your animals used to change. You can incorporate change through training, enrichment. The other day we did a live stream. Who was I live streaming with when I said, do not punish curiosity? I had a curious animal and I was trying to reinforce it. That is one of our podcasts within the membership project as well. Do not punish curiosity. And most people do by moving too fast. A curious animal is an animal that you have all the room in the world to train and make a difference. And this is why I say this 3 C's, choice, control, and complexities. Increase that complexity, because Rocky got that enrichment item too fast. And once he's done, he's probably going to start back on the behavior again, which I reinforced. I just didn't think it would last that long or be that intense. And that behavior has a history of reinforcement, and I would still like to reinforce it, because just not during Coffee with the Critters. I've learned my lesson. I learned from my mistakes. Willie just flew to her station. What? So he's almost done. And as soon as he's done, this is where you start modifying behavior. You don't wait for the undesired behavior issue to start. Okay? I'm watching for antecedents. You don't wait for the undesired behavior issue to start to begin redirecting it. Because once you do, or reinforcing it, once you do, you're probably reinforcing the undesired behavior. The key is to catch it before it starts. So that is why that is the reinforcer behind me turning my head and watching, because I'm waiting for him to get done. And then I've provided more enrichment, but this time I've bumped up the level of complexity. Still, there we go. I'm not going to reinforce deliver the reinforcer by the door. Over here. This is the importance of teaching a station. If you work at a zoo, shelter, kennel, boarding facility, and you have animals, good. That rush out the door, that is the importance of teaching a station. Rocky has one, but it's so far from the door that I think it's going to take me a while, and I don't want to waste the time in this live stream. To get him to go where I need him to go. So let's see how long that lasts. I'm sure you guys, let's see. Ow! There goes Willie. I'm just looking to see if you guys had said something that I need to address without going too far back. Anyways, training is real everyday life. Okay? And the importance, I mean, you've seen me already make a couple of mistakes, and I've admitted them during this live stream. How are you going to learn if I don't show you these mistakes and how they happen, and when to redirect or when to catch before the undesired behavior happens again? That's what I do all the time in my live streams. And a lot of people say, I didn't see the mistake. That's the key, because I'm like, this is how close you have to watch. Watch for those distant antecedents. And that's how I came up with the name, the Animal Behavior Center, ABC, which also stands for Antecedent Behavior Consequence. Yep. So, good morning, Poppy. Even another member. The world is full of behavior issues, and I always tell people, I see when I make certain Facebook posts, when I admit that I've made a certain mistake, or I talk about it, or I share it. Of course I do. And I see people comment that, wow, it's so good to hear that you actually have behavior issues there as well. We do. We always have behavior issues here. The one thing that we're key on is identifying them. And a lot of times, B.F. Skinner says, you must never reinforce a behavior. You must never reinforce an undesired behavior. You must never reinforce a behavior you did not want to see increase. And you always hear me say, good luck with that. Because sometimes it happens and you're like, crap. I think I just reinforced that. We'll find out. Once the animal, that's why I always say, once you know 2 + 2 = 4, you can't forget it. And if the animal sometimes, like with the parrots, the pigs, the dogs, the crows, sometimes all it takes is one time for that animal to experience something to know that, boom, it brings a desirable consequence. May not be a desirable consequence for us, but if it's desirable for them, they're probably going to repeat that behavior. That's why the key is when I'm watching here, Sharon had asked me before, are you ever not training? No, I'm never not training. Because training is communication. That is why I say when we know better, we do better. There's certain times here that I do certain things that I know I shouldn't be doing, but I do them, not a lot, but I will do them based on not necessarily my history of reinforcement, but based on being lazy, not having an alternate choice. If I have to do something that I know could be done better, I note to self, this needs training. Because if I do not, hey Laura, if I do not start training it or changing it, that undesired behavior is going to become, likely to become very strong. Hey Lydia, good morning everybody. Hey Kana, here's another member. Does that make sense? And I know you guys, there was a lot of comments here. Tim, could you explain what you mean by bridge for the new ones here, please? Sure, absolutely. A bridge is a sound or signal that tells the animal that's the particular behavior that's earning you the reinforcer that's getting ready to be delivered. It's a sound or a signal. And last week during our Coffee with the Critters, because I'm using the same bridge I did last week for his high, which is on a continuous schedule of reinforcement. Those that saw last week, don't answer. Does anybody know what my bridge is? A bridge is important for the immediacy. The same time the animal is giving you the behavior, you need to let them know, bam, that's what's it. That is why I say GOOD, because I'm pairing it. Boom, the exact same time the behavior is happening. It bridges that gap between when the animal gives you the behavior and this time, how many seconds is this taking me to grab this, stand up, and deliver. By the time you deliver the reinforcer, the animal could be doing a totally different behavior, such as waving on the scale, and it can cause confusion. Rico, you want to come back down to your station? You want to come back down here? I lost my co-host. I'm going to bridge with the GOOD. Let's see if you can see it. So he's going to go to his station. 1 foot. Good. 2nd foot. Look how long it takes me to get the reinforcer and deliver it. So let's say when his 2nd foot hits, if it does, because he tends to stand on 1 foot, Good. I can shape it. Nice job, Rock. Good. Shaping is differential reinforcement, reinforcing one behavior while extinguishing all others. I don't think he understands exactly yet, but he's going to figure it out. He's used to being trained. He's used to this line of communication. So I can give him a prompt. Good. A prompt is a temporary tool that you fade out. It's a temporary tool used to get a behavior that you eventually fade out. And I'm watching for distant antecedents in the background. Sorry, we weren't supposed to go here in this live stream. But Tim asked, and I will deliver. Good. So a bridge, that is, a bridge is so important in training, and here's, good. So I'm always watching. A lot of times, one of the biggest mistakes I see how long it's taken me to get this reinforcer? Immediacy is one of the 4 main factors in reinforcer effectiveness. Good. Now he's keeping it there. We're shaping, reinforcing one behavior while extinguishing all others. Good. And I'm getting my squats in, my morning exercise. This is how you shape a station, guys. How you shape a station. Let's see what he does with that foot. Good. Size. Good. Duration. Rock and roll. That is exactly right. Shaping duration. Mano asked for that podcast in the membership. You got it. Our podcasts are extremely popular. People that listen to them within the membership program love them. There is a whole library, good, of podcasts in the level 1 and level 2 membership. You got it. Who is that, Celine? Yep. Good.
Hi, Rocky.
I so meant to train Quincy and Milo during this live stream. Quincy is our Rottweiler. Milo is our mini pig. Good. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to hear so early on a Sunday morning. So we have so many animals here that I will never run out of topics to discuss. Most of the training we do here, gotta be careful because his foot's up. Most of the training that we do here is behavior modification, shifting animals. We have a lot of animals here that can be very dangerous to people and other animals. So how we move those animals from one location to another, good. We have to make it, we have to use applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement, because otherwise the shifting of the animals, the behaviors, will be punished. We can't have those punished. We need recall, bam, right now. We're always planning for accidents. We do a lot of grooming and vet prep work here. When I have time, I train tricks. It's fun. Training tricks is fun, and the animals love it. And a very highly conditioned reinforcer, cube, good. For the animals, this is why studies show if you're actually using positive reinforcement, it's the animal's preferred form of enrichment. Let's see. Let's see if you see this in Quincy. I'm going to get out a conditioned reinforcer. Except for, I think I'm already identifying it. It may be more than what I think is because she already moved. It's this. When the treat pouch goes on, she's like, oh yeah. She just, look at what she did. She's like, okay, what do you want me to do? And like I say, our animals are always looking for information. So many times I see behavior punished, desired behavior punished, because we're not there to deliver the information. We're not paying attention. Hi! I think the volunteers are arriving. And yeah, look how messy this floor is. Yeah? We're not perfect. When I show people, that's a result, if you guys saw, of getting Murray out for the first time in quite a while. He destroyed. When I see that, I like to see messy floors. That means, hi! That means we have some animals that are enjoying their enrichment. Hi! So watch Quincy's focus. Where'd you go? Stay. Good. Touch. Good. If you have a dog in the sit position, you can't get him up, try him a hand target, touch, good. Then start putting that on cue, good. Pay attention to my bridge. Touch, good. You kiss, good. A little, that's a target. Come here. Sit. Kiss. Good. So, with that note, we'll end, guys. Join us next Sunday for Coffee with the Critters. Every Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you're interested in our live stream training, you guys know exactly what I'm doing right here. If you remember, we talk about this all the time. Keep the membership programs in your thoughts for the holidays, for the gift givers, for the people, the animal lovers on your holiday list. And we have a load of things for stocking stuffers. Yes, so everybody, thank you for attending another episode of Coffee with the Critters. We had a large attendance today. Email us, message me. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Pay attention to our schedule of events. We have a lot of things coming up. For anybody that is local, we rarely do any type of local event. Most of our events are live streaming events and international. Thanks, Jamie. Pay attention. We are having an event for local people for the first time in almost 5 years. Yes, we are having a holiday Christmas party here at the center. We were discussing it yesterday, and I just got notification. I forgot. I've got my live streaming. I'm live streaming for a group of individuals that wants to learn more about rhinoceros enrichment. Live streaming that tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will live stream our holiday event and get the local people interacting. Pay attention. We're getting ready to schedule that probably for a Saturday or a Sunday in December. You guys, thank you for all your support. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your attendance. Love you right back. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you guys at least next Sunday. All right. Take care.